job techniques. So the industry would look to this one source for its craftsmen. Headquarters for the union is this charming southern community, Pressmen's Home, Tennessee. Miles from the nearest railroad station, 10 miles from the nearest federal highway, it's probably the only all-union community in the United States. Pressmen's Home is many things. It's a rather typical little town. Some of its 251 residents own their own homes. Others rent or live in the apartment house, and they send the older of their 95 children to nearby schools. It boasts its own United States Post Office. A memorial chapel. Its own hotel, a lot like any other town. For recreation, it has a swimming pool. Its own golf course. Outdoor diversions you'd expect to find in any normal American community. Like any other community, it provides jobs. The hands of topographers and bookbinders, for example, are needed here. So are the skills of craftsmen of other sorts. From electricians to office workers, members of 10 other unions are employed at Pressmen's Home. It's a rather special center of learning, home of a unique technical school, hailed by the printing industry for the impact it has had over the years on the graphic arts. And although the picturesque surroundings seem to belie it, this is also the headquarters, the nerve center of a union, which reaches out into all the big cities and small towns on the North American continent. Here is where they keep the records, do the research, approve the contracts, conduct all the normal business involved in running the union. A union like this raises a lot of questions in your mind, so we visited with Anthony J. DeAndrade, president of the Printing Pressmen, to get some answers. I suppose the first question most visitors ask is, what's the union headquarters doing here in the Appalachian Mountains, beautiful as they are, instead of, say, New York, Chicago, or Washington?
Back in the 1900s, tuberculosis was particularly prevalent among pressroom workers, and the union decided to build a sanatorium to care for its own members. Some doctors said this particular area was good for curing tuberculosis. For economy's sake, we put the headquarters and the technical school here too.
The sanatorium is closed now, isn't it?
We operated it for 50 years and took care of about 1,000 patients, but it was closed in 1961. There are less tuberculosis cases today, for one thing, and there are more facilities available to take care for the ones who do get sick.
It seems clear that the trade school in Pressmen's Home is the core of the union's training program, a $1 million plant that holds a unique position in the trade union movement in this country, and which is the envy of graphic arts unionists abroad. More than 3,000 students have graduated from this school. More than half have gone back home and become production executives. The things they learned here have become standard shop practice in their firm, and so other men have learned as well. The best way, really, to appreciate this union-operated printing center is to see it through the eyes of one of the students. Like Jim Corcoran, for example, from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Here's how he describes it.
All of us who come here are journeymen. Take me. I've been working on the big letter presses, turning out comic sections. The others have been in one phase of the business or another. We're here at the school because we have to keep up with the changes in our industry, if we want to keep on working. A lot of the fellows, 25% of them, I guess, are sent to school by their own management. Say they're putting in new equipment. Well, the boss pays the tuition for a guy from the union to come here and learn how to run it. The rest, the other 75%, are like me. We pay our own tuition. It costs the union $1,600 to train each man, but we pay only $300 for the 12 weeks. That comes down to $3.50 a day for everything. Gosh, I must eat $3.50 of food a day alone. Some guys bring their wives and kids with them. Me, my family's back home. I wanted my older boy to stay in school there while I was going to school here. Anyway, who wants his kids checking up to see if he's done his homework? Not me. A member of our union, he can come to this school and learn any part of the business. Maybe he wants to work in a camera department. Boy, we've got one here. All the latest equipment, color cameras, black and white cameras, up-to-date dark rooms, the works. The school has its own stripping department, too, that works with the other photographic sections. And you study under experts, guys who know the business. Most of them graduated from this school themselves and either stayed right on or came back later to teach the rest of us. And they're big on color here. They have to be, because color printing is getting to be so important nowadays. It's complicated, you know, because you have to separate the original copy for 4-color process reproduction. But they explain it so that you can understand all about it. All of us learn about this color business, what color really is. Only a couple of nights a week, one instructor for every 20 or 30 guys. You're lucky to get maybe an hour of press work a night. But here, you get a full day on the press, every day, for 3 months. It's like one of the fellows said the other night, if you're stupid when you come here, well, that's one thing. But if you're still stupid when you leave, that's your own fault.
That's the Technical Trade School. And that's Pressmen's Home, at the very